Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is finally back in double-digit temperatures here in Tennessee after being around zero for the last week or so. Let me just say at the beginning of this video that I am not normally a gun reviewer. I don't have guns sent to me. Anything I review, I buy with my own money. This gun might end up being sold later because it doesn't really serve a practical purpose for me other than to shoot and have fun with. So take that for what it's worth and know that all of these opinions that I'm about to give you are entirely my own and not influenced by anybody giving me or loaning me product. I started to do a review of this handgun several weeks ago, not long after I first got it. Pardon the chickens in the background. I started to do an overview video of this handgun about a week after I first got it. I'd put about 100 rounds through it at that time and was starting to get the feel for it. I ended up scrapping that video because I realized that I, as a only moderately experienced handgun shooter, hadn't had enough direct experience with this particular handgun to give you guys anything worthwhile about it. I've now put about 500, somewhere between 500 and 700 rounds through this now, and I think I am a little better able to tell you some stuff about it. I have been looking at the TP9 series of handguns from Canik for quite a long time, and since the first SFx came out, I was really interested. I saw this and the blackout version, both in my local gun shop, and I was just about to buy the blackout version when the guy at the counter said, hey, why not get the colorful one? So I did. This gun is one that I'm planning to review, shoot for a while, and then I may keep it, I may sell it, we'll see. I'm not super attached to it, but I'll give you a little spoiler here, I'm liking it quite a bit. Let me shoot a magazine here, or half a mag or something like that, at about 50 yards to start out here, and then I will show you a few things up a little bit closer. All right, my targets are right over here, right there for you guys. I'm gonna take a few shots here at 50 yards, and we'll see if we can do anything. That was my trigger pull. I've shot handguns for several weeks now, and I normally practice about twice a week. My trigger pull's crappy. Let's try for some of those smaller ones. And right off to the side of it. There's a small one. Okay, when I got my trigger pull under control, you can see that it's actually pretty easy to hit with. Let's take a look at things up close here. So this did come in a box with all of the optics plates required to mount it. It came with this holster that's on my hip now, which is nothing special, but it definitely gives you something to work out of. And actually, I probably wouldn't hesitate to try this out in a competition. It's actually fairly decent to draw from. Yeah, not bad at all. It does have a 5-inch barrel, and as you can see here, it is fluted. They're straight flutes, kind of a nice touch. The SFx Rival does have lightning cuts in the slide, both on the top there along G34 style, one and then one in each side as well. It also comes with a removable base plate, which makes mag changes super, super quick and easy. And if you do take that off, which just requires that one screw, by the way, the screwdriver comes in the box as well. If you do take this off, it's still got a bit of a flared mag well there. Hopefully that'll focus so that you can see. And it's still pretty quick and easy, but I do like that base plate just because, especially somebody with bigger hands, you can get just a little bit of leverage on that with your support hand or your shooting hand if you have even bigger fingers than I do, and really lock it in. The other thing, let's see, the grip. The backstrap could use, actually, it could use better texture all the way around. It also doesn't have any texture up in this area on either side. And I really, really wish it did. That would make things just a little bit nicer, especially for this hand, but it's fairly controllable. It does have a little tiny rectangle of checkering right there to get your thumb on, but most of the time, unless you've got your grip super locked in place, your thumb's gonna slip off. Actually, let me put one more round down range while I'm paying attention. Oh, I've been using them and not showing you guys. I didn't have the mag seated there all the way, but probably the greatest thing about this handgun are the slide cuts up front. Makes it super easy to grab onto and use like this. Now, some people might rack the handgun like this, or like this, maybe even. I have, especially since I have red dots on some of my handguns, I've become really fond of coming over the top and doing that maneuver. All right, let me put my ear pro back in here, and I'll take one more shot. I might take a few here, and I'm actually gonna pay attention to the recoil impulse. Okay, my thumb did indeed stay in place. Also, pardon the dog walking around here. I'm not shooting in his direction, just in case you're wondering. It does have a bit of muzzle flip. Okay, now I'm just wasting ammo. But it's actually very controllable. I do have the medium backstrap on this, by the way. It comes with 3 different sizes, I think, a small, a medium, and a large. I may put the large on eventually. But it's actually got fairly decent recoil control, and I think with the red dot on there, it's going to be super nice to have. No, my thumb really didn't slip off there much at all. At first, when I was shooting this, I thought, man, the recoil impulse really doesn't feel that much different than my CZ P10C, which is probably the handgun I shoot more than any other. It does seem to have maybe a little more muzzle flip than I would like. But this, even with its lightning cuts and everything, doesn't seem to have much less flip. But where this thing really shines, with open sights, again, I haven't put a red dot on here to try, but where it really shines with open sights is the up-close work. I'm gonna reload my magazines. We're gonna jump back up there to 20 yards or so, and I'm gonna show you if I can make my trigger pull be somewhat decent today. Just how fast even me, who is not that great at running handguns fast, can run this thing. All right, I'm about 20 yards away now, and let's just see what I can do. I do have 18+1 loaded in here at the moment. I don't think I said yet, because I'm bad at doing gun reviews. But it did come with 2 magazines. It used to come with an 18 and a 20 rounder, and right now it's coming with 2 18 rounders from what the gun shop told me, because they ran out of 20 rounders. The extra base plates it came with are just aluminum versions of this same thing. So take that for what it's worth. All right, like I said, I've got 19 rounds loaded up here. Let's just see what it's like for speed. Okay, not great for speed if I slap the trigger and miss all over the place. Let me try that again. Okay. Oh, trigger control, which I am not the best at. Where's my other target? Must have fallen down. Okay. So once I get settled in and have a decent trigger pull, it's not bad. So you saw how well it did at further distances when I can control my trigger press. And, by the way, haven't mentioned the trigger yet. It's awesome. Let me make sure the gun's unloaded here and show you. Anybody who talks about this gun cannot help but mention the trigger. It's got this lovely, big, wide, flat trigger safety in the middle there. It does not make it feel sharp or dig into your finger like some others do. Also, the brake, oh my gosh, this is the best striker fired trigger I have ever felt in my entire life. It is so light and crisp. And the reset is so nice. I do have a shot timer out here, and I just want to show you how nice I think this sighting setup is. We've got a nice, really narrow kind of target style fiber optic sight here, and then an adjustable rear blacked out sight. This thing, for fast shooting, is very nice because that fiber optic dot up front acts almost like a red dot. Let me just see what kind of time here I can get. I'm at 15 paces here. Let's see what kind of time I can get with 4 shots across my plate rack, and then I'll compare that to my CZP-10C with a red dot that I have a whole lot more experience with. Probably got 7,500 rounds through this. All right, we are loaded up. Set that shot timer from the low ready. Okay, 2.32 seconds. From now on, I'll just call that out as 2:32 to make it a little bit easier. I am shooting from the low ready because I don't have a holster on for the CZP-10C right now, and I don't feel like switching out. So let's try that again. .248. Okay, 1 miss and 227, so that doesn't count. Try one more time. .207, my quickest yet. I should have 1 round left. Let's do left-handed. All right. Let's pull the P10C out and see if I can get anywhere close to that. Okay, this trigger is different. The first time, it didn't break where I thought it was going to. I will say, as much as I love this gun, the trigger is nowhere near as good as it is on the Canik. That was a 254 and 1 miss. Let's try this again. All right, 282. Okay, I missed once on that one. I should have. I've got 3 rounds left here. Let me fill this P10C magazine again, because it does only hold 15 rounds, and we'll try that again since I keep screwing it up. All right, I've got 1 more mag loaded up here for the P10C, and let's just see how this goes. Kept slapping that trigger. That one was a 235, but doesn't count because we got a miss. Wasn't a trigger slap, I just didn't have the dot in the right place. 220. Finally, I did it without messing up. 237. Anyway, the point of all that is, what's really nice about the sighting setup on this is it's almost as good as a red dot at close range, and you can see my times there were about the same. Now, I'm no shooting expert, and I'm not here to debate the merits of red dot versus no red dot and the advantages of one over the other. I do like the red dot for a lot of things. For me, I feel like it makes me a whole lot quicker of a shooter with this P10C, but I do want to try it on the SFx Rival and see what it does. I do only have the 1 red dot, so I'm going to have to switch out in between them. Overall, I like it. I like it a lot. The grip is maybe a little thinner than I would prefer, and I don't feel like I can get quite the recoil control on it that I can with other handguns. It comes with a lot of stuff in the box that you have to order extra with other handguns. Talking about the P10C, I had to order the optics plate separate. This comes with all of the different optics plates in the box already. It also comes with a toolkit, cleaning brush, patch jag. It comes with different sizes of mag release for those that don't like this one. If I were shooting this left-handed, it actually sits right in between my fingers there, so I don't think it would cause an issue. I don't think I would accidentally hit it. But it does kind of dig into my hand right here, so I have thought about putting a smaller one on, but it hasn't caused me all that much trouble yet. It is extremely easy to hit with the thumb like it is. All of that cost me about 650 bucks at my local shop. From what I hear, that's a pretty typical price for the SFx Rival in either the blacked out configuration or the gray Cerakote and yellowish gold configuration that this one came in. I didn't like the colors at first that much. Now I kind of love them. They do show dirt and grime really easy. Maybe you can see on the trigger there, just from my finger. It's getting a little soot on there. Whatever, doesn't matter. Hopefully, this has been a somewhat useful video to those of you looking to buy an SFx Rival. I have liked the Walther P99 type of handgun since I was very small. My first airsoft gun when I was 12 or 14 was a P99 clone, and because of the way the striker mechanism works, it has some of the very best triggers that you can get in a striker fired pistol. I have not had the issue with this that I have with a lot of handguns, that the slide fails to lock back because my hand is over it. This one so far has locked back. Maybe I've had it happen once where I had my hand really super high, even into the slide on the gun, and that just isn't even comfortable. When I have my hand down at a reasonable spot, the slide locks back. I did take this handgun to the 100 and 200 yard range a couple of weeks ago, and I was able to get fairly easy hits out to 100 yards with it, and a couple at 200 once I figured out my holdover, but that wasn't reliable. But 100 yards is pretty easy to hit with this gun. I think that is about all I have to say. Hopefully some of that made sense through my rambling. I do like the handgun. Haven't decided yet whether I'm going to keep or sell it because I really don't have a use case for it right now unless I start shooting USPSA again, which I hope to in the future. But thanks for bearing with me through this. Hope you made it to the end of this gun review done by a non-gun reviewer. I'm sure you could tell by watching this that I am not used to the format of reviewing guns, and I haven't figured out my own yet. I do hope to test more guns in the future, just for kicks and giggles, even if it means that I sell them afterwards. It's kind of fun. I love getting out to try new guns, and this one's been a blast. Thanks again for watching, and y'all have a good one.